weaker. Do you think actually there is some truth to that, that the Republicans are now, potentially the party of the working person?
But definitely there is some change happening. So when you look at voters of color, especially men of color, they have now swung heavily toward the Republican Party. So Latino support for Trump in 2020, Latinos, like they were about plus 30 percentage point, but that support shrunk to half, and it was mainly Latino man. And similar pattern emerged among Black voters. Black female voters hold very similar pattern to 2020, but Black male voters made significant Republican Party and that you can see their support for Trump has grown almost 2 times larger. And it's not just that. If you look at white voters, majority of white college voted, but there was a larger gap when you look at white non-college educated voters. Almost there was 30 percentage point gap in favor of Trump.
Well, one of the key demographics we have focused on in Oregon is the Arab American population and Muslims too, who seem to be deeply unhappy with the Biden administration's handling of the war in Gaza and the war in Lebanon. Do we know how they come out in the end in support of Donald Trump? And if so, would you ultimately be surprised at that?
So there have to be more analysis to have a final say on this, but Dearborn Precinct, which is the majority Arab American, have shown that more than majority of the voters broke for Trump. So at least Dearborn shows a lot of voters are unhappy with the Biden administration, and they were willing to support for Trump. And not just for Dearborn. Overall, I've heard and talked to Muslim voters, Arab American voters, and they were willing to vote for third party, Jill Stein, or for Donald Trump.
As you mentioned, the Latino vote for the Democrats fell. And is it, do you think, partly because these demographics are culturally conservative, the Arab vote, Latinos as well, and that might also have an impact on their support for Mr. Trump?
Shows 2 different reasons why Latino voters are moving toward the Republican Party. One strand of explanations are about mainly conservative cultural attitudes, which you just mentioned, but there is also another strain of